guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a guest. This is Tay. This is my co-worker that I've been ranting and raving about on my channel, that I've been going on these assignments with. Well, this is number 2 for us. See from the title, yes, I ended my contract after a week. As you guys seen in my last video, I was showing you guys apartment tour. That was where I left off. Now I'm back in New York, home, and I'm going to explain everything. So I want to just explain everything and kind of you guys get like a little backstory on Tay as a person, and just explain what happened, what went down, because I know y'all like, girl, this is the second contract you done left. Are you okay? My recruiters are asking me the same thing. But yes, I'm very much sane and very much okay. Anyway, let's just get right into why I left, what happened, etc., etc. If you hear music, if you hear some, what is it? Not trap music. It's called, what is it called? This type of music is called drill. If you hear drill music, it's outside my window, like literally right downstairs. And you know, I always have issues with filming and noise. One day it was construction, then it was cars honking. You know, I live in New York. You get what it do. Kind of like new for me to have someone new on my channel. Tay is a part of the LGBTQ community. He is a trans man. It's hard to say man because I look at him as like a boy because he's so young. He's only 22, but he is a trans man. Tay, why did you even become a Travel CNA? Like, how did you even get into it?
I got into Travel CNA about 2 years ago now.
Right.
Because I was in a situation where I needed a job and I didn't want to stay in my hometown any longer than where I was. Because it's just, my hometown's small, not really much of an opportunity.
Where are you from?
I'm from Waycross, Georgia.
Waycross, Georgia. Okay.
Yeah, very small town.
Right.
But the opportunity came kind of out of nowhere. My mom's friend called my mom about a job in California doing COVID tests, and they paid for housing and paid for like everything would be taken care of. And so I just hopped to the opportunity. They paid for my flight. I told them yes, and they paid for my flight, and I was leaving within like 2 days of applying. So it's been the first job I had was actually really nice. Really nice. The place we stayed at, I was in California, so of course California is just really nice. So it was a nice job, but after that I just continued traveling through different companies and different places, and it's just been a whole traveling journey. And
then we met at the Wisconsin assignment. That's where we met at, and you know, I told you I voiced my opinions on that situation, and I told you I met a coworker, so it made things a little bit more easier for me, because when I first went, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if any other black people would be there. I know my recruiter told me there was one other traveler there. Yeah, so you know, when I went, I was just expecting to just stay to myself. Then I met Tay, and we built a relationship, just to kind of stay close while we're on these assignments, because we're mostly the only black people in the facility. So yeah, so Tay's been taking assignments, wanted to try something new. Home life wasn't the best due to being trans, so you know, that was his safe place of just, you know, making money. I mean, that's smart. That's the smartest thing ever, I feel like. For anybody that's getting kicked out of their home or don't feel comfortable in their home, you know, become a Travel CNA. You can make money and stay at the facilities and have food, and you're good. You're not on the streets. So, yeah. So we took this second assignment. Tay was at the assignment a few weeks before me. We took the assignment in Kansas. I originally wasn't going to take on another assignment because I was like, you know, the Wisconsin one, I kind of left like a month early. And I was like, you know, I think I'm going to just take some time to stay home and blah, 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 blah. But when the opportunity presented itself that Tay was at the Kansas one, it was only 8 weeks. So I was just like, you know what? Maybe I should just do this last one before I like take a pause, because I can make the money. Tay's gonna be there, so I'll feel safe because I've been working with him already. Originally, I told my recruiter no. And then I spoke to Tay. Tay was like, what did you think about the facility at the time as far as the workload?
Oh, the workload at the Kansas facility was easy. Like, really sat down majority of the time. Compared to Wisconsin, it was like babysitting more than doing CNA work.
It was.
So it was really like, I liked the place. I liked the facility. I liked the workload. The residents were great. I mean, it was just all in all okay.
Just say when I got to the facility, it was very late. So I did call in advance to let them know I missed my flight. I'll be there late. But I still would have expected someone to like come and meet me outside, and because in Wisconsin I got someone from the facility met me outside, showed me my room, gave me my keys, blah 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 blah. But at this instance, it was like no one showed up. Tay was the only one that came outside to meet me, show me the facility, everything. Like I didn't see one employee since maybe the next day, like 10 o'clock, 11, but they didn't come to me. I had to go to them. So that already was like a little to me. I was just like, oh, I wish I would have met someone. And then I didn't have towels the first day. It was just a lot to take in, and nobody from the staff came up to me but Tay. I would say, I don't remember what night it was. I believe it was Wednesday. It was Tuesday night, I believe. Yes, and I had worked a shift. I was orienting on another side from Tay, and Tay came to my room around 9 o'clock p.m. and basically told me he got fired. He got fired, and he lost his job. So I just, I just got there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm scared. Like, he just looks distraught and like sad and like shaking and like having some type of panic attack. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So if you want to just go into the story, and you could be as honest as you want. Nobody here is going to judge you. I'm not judging you. And just tell them what happened.
Okay. So on Tuesday night, I had went outside and I had smoked a blunt. Weed is not legal in Kansas. I know this. But I went outside and I smoked it away from the facility, off the grounds, all of that. Like, nowhere near the place.
I just want to cut in and say that this is the second assignment where Tay has obviously used marijuana in a place where it wasn't legal. Now, I know y'all probably like, oh, that's not smart, which it's not. The thing is, when Tay would do it, he would do it far away from the facility. Like, even the last facility, we would walk miles just for him to smoke, and then we'll talk and wait until the smell come out, and then we would go back into the facility. I mean, he has his issues with anxiety, and people do different things to deal with that. Me personally, I take medication. Y'all know that. He smokes weed. I don't have nothing against weed. It's legal where I'm from in New York. It ain't legal in different places. So that's why I'm letting y'all know this is why everything transpired, was literally because of that. So you can continue. So you were smoking off grounds.
Yes, I was smoking off grounds. And I was outside for about a good hour and a half. I had a small blunt. It wasn't nothing major, nothing that can make smell linger forever. So before I have a little ritual before I go back into anywhere. After I smoke, I spray myself with cologne or perfume, whichever I have at the time. And that's what I did that night. So I walked back into the facility, and I was going towards like the kitchen area. I needed to get something out of the kitchen. I can't remember what it was. But a nurse walked beside me, and she kind of got up in my personal space.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she got up in my personal, like, she got close.
Oh, I thought that she was at a desk and you walked past. I never knew that.
Like, we were walking down the hallway like this, like we were passing each other.
Right.
But as we were passing each other, she just kind of kept getting close. And she was like, hey, how are you doing? Like, she was up on me type stuff. Like, she was like kind of close.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't really go into details when I talked to you about it because I was just telling you.
Yeah.
But she kind of got close and just was like, hey, how are you doing? And I was like, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. And I went on about my business. I would say about 10 minutes later, after I went to my room and everything, I got a knock on my door. It was a maintenance man who also is security at the hospital.
I didn't know he was security also.
Yeah, he's maintenance/security. It said it on his shirt, I think.
Oh.
So he knocks on my door and he was like, have you been smoking in here? And I said no. And he was just like, are you sure?
Which is the truth, because
Yeah,
I just told you he smoked. He's not denying
I'm not lying that I smoked,
but not in.
I answered his question honestly because I didn't smoke inside of my room. Like I told him, I have the common sense to know, and I've been doing CNA jobs and travel jobs for 2 years, but being a CNA for 5, I know I have the common sense to know not to smoke in my room, not to smoke inside of a facility. You know, it's just common sense. That's what I have.
Right.
He was like, okay, and he closed the door and he left. Another 10-15 minutes go by. Someone else knocks on my door. I open the door this time and it is the maintenance man standing there with a police officer. And the police officer is like, oh, what's going on tonight? And I was just like, oh, nothing. Well, why, like, what's going on? Like, why are you here? He was just like, oh, you know, we got a complaint that you were smoking in your room. I was like I told the security guard, I have common sense not to smoke inside of the facility. I said, I'm not denying that I smoked. Because when he asked me, had I smoked? And I said, yes. He was just like, oh, okay, where did you smoke it? I said, outside off the grounds of the facility. And he was like, well, when we were coming up the hallway, it smelled like marijuana very strongly. I said, well, that's impossible because I stayed outside for over an hour and I sprayed myself with my own perfume, whatever. I can't remember what it was.
Right.
But there was no smell in my room.
The thing, I just want to cut you real fast. Mm-hmm. My thing is, he wasn't the one that saw Tay or smelt Tay or whatever. It was the nurse. So for him to say, you smell like marijuana, the hall smells like marijuana, it was obviously the nurse that told him that.
Right.
Because he wasn't nowhere to be found, but just randomly, oh, the hall smells like marijuana now. Right. All of a sudden now.
And the crazy part about it all, the nurse, like, after the nurse tells the maintenance man, and all, like, I have the maintenance man at my door, I have security at my door, I'm pretty sure that the CEO was over there and everything. He was just, like, he was looking for something to get me in trouble with. So he was like, well, do you have anything else in your room? Well, he asked me, had you smoked tonight? And I said, yes, I smoked outside off the grounds of the facility. He was like, well, can you show me where you ashed it? So he made me go outside and show him where
So you guys walked all the way outside?
Yes. He made me go outside to show him where I ashed my blunt at. And I'm just like, I can't really show you because I'm literally was walking up and down all these streets and stuff. Like, I just wasn't on the street where the hospital was. I was a block over. Like, I hadn't walked to almost where a park was at. And I was telling him that, like, do you want to walk to this park? Because, like, that's where I was at. So he was just like, oh, well, where did you throw your roach at? I was like, I don't know, somewhere over in the bush. And he was like, well, can you show me? And, like, I'm just telling him, like, I can't show him everything that I did because it's dark and I just flipped it in whatever direction. And I just kept going.
Right.
I kept walking. Like, it was just, I felt like he was looking for something to arrest me for. So when we got back inside of the building, he asked me, did I have anything on me in my room or in my, well, at first he asked me, did I have anything in my pockets? So I took out my phone and I had a vape with me, a Days Oatmeal vape. It's a nicotine vape. So he takes the vape, he was like, oh, well, let me see that. What is this? And I said, it's a nicotine vape. he was like,
which is not illegal, by the way.
yeah, they sell them at vape shops, you know, everywhere.
Yeah.
So he takes it, he smells it, and he was like, that doesn't smell like nicotine. And I was like,
and of course he would say that, because he already was trying so hard to pin him with something. So he was looking for everything. He was just, I need to find something to pin this person. So immediately, oh, that doesn't smell like vape. That smells like marijuana, because that's what I'm going to use to pin her. Like, you think we're dumb? Do you really think that we're dumb?
When he took it, he sniffed it. That doesn't smell like marijuana. That doesn't smell like a vape. I vaped for years. All this. And I was like, well, if you vape for years, you will know that that's a nicotine vape. This is what a nicotine vape looks like. And you know, nicotine vapes comes in all shapes, sizes. Like, they're all different. And so did he
at least let you inhale it and blow out so you can show that it's not marijuana?
No, he didn't let me do none of that. And I offered to like do that, and I was like, I would pull on this vape right now just to show you can get a smell that it smells like strawberries and guava or whatever. And he was like, no, I'm gonna take this. At first he said he was gonna confiscate it because he said it smelled like marijuana. And then he said it looks like there's residue on there, and that's enough for him to go test it and possibly arrest me for the consumption of marijuana and having paraphernalia of marijuana. And the paraphernalia that he was talking about is literally the resin that you get from when you smoke a blunt. Sometimes the weed has that little bit of resin. It's almost like a sticky substance. And that was what's on the vape. And I'm telling him, I was like, well, it came from off of my lips from the blunt that I smoked off the grounds, not in the room. It came from off that blunt that I smoked when I was outside. I said I also hit that vape when I was outside. So 9 times out of 10, it's gonna test positive for THC, but only on the outside. I said if you take it apart and you test the inside of it, you'll see that that's all nicotine. So he takes it and he goes and tests it, and he comes back and he's just like, oh, this tested positive for THC.
And didn't you offer to go see what he was testing and how he was doing it?
Yes.
And did he allow you to?
I was like, can I come with you to watch you test it? He told me no, I could not come with him.
But so that's not right, because he could make up something in his mind or fake it. It's good that you're there so you can see everything that he's doing legally.
And what didn't make sense to me is, even before he went and took the vape to go test it, I pulled it up on my phone. I pulled up the vape that I had on my phone to show him that this was a nicotine vape that he really had no need to go test. And he went and did it anyway. He comes back and he's like, this tested positive for THC and I have every right to arrest you. And I mean, I went on this whole rant about like my situation, how these jobs are my home. Like when I travel, this is me traveling to my next home. And he didn't care, and I understand he didn't care. Like, he just wanted to arrest me at this point.
And my thing is, as an officer, now, I get why the police are the police, but in this situation, it was no literal reason to arrest Tay. Tay did not open the door like Tay was in a Snoop Dogg video with smoke coming out, a blunt in his mouth, a blunt behind his ear, with a 40 in his hand, saying, oh, what's up? What's up? What's going on? No. In their minds, that's what was going on.
Okay, so he comes back and he said, I have every right to arrest you because this tested positive.